Today, I want to spend this episode talking about our upcoming Montana business retreat because it's very important, not only to us, but to the people that have been there before and that are coming again. I want you to know about it. So we're going to talk about it today. You're going to probably go and start typing away to Expedia and book your trip. If not, if this isn't for you, share it with someone that you think that might need it. Be right back. Hey, welcome everyone to Disaster Podcast. We're really glad to be here with you today. I want to get a couple things out front taken care of. You'll notice that today I'm without my incredible sidekick, Mr. Toby. Toby is across the country actually the next 3 weeks. He's out on on-site visits with clients, new clients, existing clients, and then he's taking a vacation. So the next podcast or two, you're probably going to see me flying solo. After that, I'm going to make him fly solo. That's just how we do it. So just wanted to bring that up. I'll be delivering my own style today. I've got some notes here about what we're talking about. So those of you watching, my eyes will not be on the camera. Doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means that I'm taking a look at the details to make sure I cover it all. I'd also like to give a shout out. I'm not going to mention the name, but someone in our industry, a colleague and a peer, a fellow restorer, had a conversation today. Obviously, you're watching this at another time, but he's really hurting. He's going through a lot, like mentally, the place where he's at. He really just needs a lot of grace and mercy. And we had a good long conversation. We both cried a little bit. And again, I'm not going to say his name, but if you're watching this, buddy, we're thinking about you. And I think that most of the good people in this industry knew that you were hurting. They would all circle around and pick you up. So stay strong. This industry is a freaking meat grinder sometimes. The weight that we carry, not only in this business, but as business owners, as dads, as husbands, in this world, it's just a lot going on, whether or not we had stuff in the past or just stuff in the present. But I want everyone watching this to know that we all go through stuff. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu with a bunch of shit in my background, just like everybody else. And I just find a way to get through it. So, if you're watching this, man, shout out. I'm not saying this to expose you. I'm just holding up a mirror, letting you know that you're not alone. Cool. I want to spend today talking about a very soon coming up, I think 36 days from now, June 25th and 26th. We are hosting our annual Montana business retreat. I bring this up. I don't like to do these podcasts too much with self promotion or company promotion, but the truth is we have to pay the bills, but we also continue to come across people who don't know about this event. So hopefully someone will share this with you. If you are a watcher or a listener of our podcast, I want you to share this. I watch a lot of YouTube and I hear everybody say, subscribe, like, hit the bell, share, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, a lot of people are going for the algorithms, but there's a reason. And I found out why that YouTube doesn't favor something as useful to its viewers if it doesn't have much viewership, which means if a lot of people aren't subscribed to our channel, don't like it, don't share it, then it doesn't put it in front of anybody else. So if you would like to support us and do those things, because I was in Florida twice, and then I was in Phoenix teaching a class, and people just didn't know about the event, just didn't know. And they signed up, they want to go. So what is the event? It's a Montana business retreat that we do every year. This is our third year doing this. I want to talk about why we created it. Why Montana? Number one, I'm selfish. I love going to Montana. I do incredible work there. And over the years, I think you can see it over my shoulder here. There's a picture of my little face sticking out there. Well, there's two other restorers that are in that picture with me. And this has been 2016. I took them, and I've taken a lot of people on retreats out there, whether or not it was for business or not, just getting away, guys and other people and couples, hosting them in Montana, because it really means a lot to me, and it's a great escape. And a lot of people have never been. It's just gorgeous, and it's just an experience. So we decided a couple of years ago, let's have a gathering, a small gathering. It's always less than 30. I think 30 is where we cap it, and we've never had over that. Small event, private setting, a lodge, really just and great people. And it usually attracts people that really want to have this kind of thing. So why do we create it? It's not a conference. I've done conferences, I've done summits, I've done events, I teach classes, and they all have their own theme, and there's a place for all that. This is not those. There's no sponsors. There's no PowerPoints going on. There's not going to be a whole lot of that. This is going to be a space for serious business owners and upper managers to step back, to work on their business, to work on their plan, their direction, and then work on their life. It's all intermingled. So if you're at a point where you maybe you're burnout, maybe you have grown exponentially and you've grown to a place in your business where a couple things have happened. The way you used to do it doesn't work anymore. You've got new people. You need different structure. You need different, people aren't accountable. You just got more problems, more customers. The workflow you used to have, the whiteboard or the CRM you used to have, the project management software doesn't work anymore. Whatever that might be, collections are bigger. You're having to borrow more money or scaling. It's just any of those, but maybe you're just burnt out. Maybe the marketing frenzy that we've had to have for the last, probably this time last year, we just started to see a dip in leads, and that has really affected a lot of people. Some people it's affected in a really, really negative way, and I'm seeing some really good operators close up. They're either in oversaturated markets or they don't know how to market, or just don't have a good story to tell to the public. I think that's becoming very important to have. Maybe somebody's coming out there where they just said, I've grown my company. Maybe they're in the middle of a buyout. Maybe they've sold their company and they're doing their 2-year, 3-year buyout with the private equity or the new owner. And they're trying to say, I don't know what's next, or what do I do with my time now? My team they don't need me. I'm a shareholder now. And I pour into them, but what do I do next? So maybe that's, you come to this event and talk to other people that have the same question or have had the same question, and they figured it out. We certainly can talk to you about that. But be in the room with people that are open to, this isn't like a yoga retreat. We're not, but there will be some intense, let's let go of some stuff if you're there. Some people may just need to come there to be healed. Some people may be coming to heal other people. That's very much a love language for a lot of people. Like I've done this, I've done real well. I've run a business, and it's not a challenge anymore. I figured out a formula. Maybe more people need to know what that formula is. Maybe receivables I need to talk about onboarding. Maybe this. I know last year's topic and theme of the entire retreat was delegation. It was great. What we had was a bunch of people there that generally know how to delegate, but they found out they're just not doing it enough. They're still the bottleneck, the Google of their company. Everyone calls and looks them up and texts them for answers to questions they probably should already know or do. Some people do delegation well, but they found out that the next level down, their middle manager is their ops manager, general manager, production manager, whatever you want to call them. Maybe they don't delegate too well, and they're a bottleneck for their division. They can't get their job done because they're taking too much on. So delegation was a real big one. This year, it's a little more open. We don't have a primary theme. It's really just a retreat for people to just get away, get together, and we're going to have a fire. And if you want to take a Post-it note and write something on there that you want to throw away this year, toss it into the fire. We're going to have a fire there to do that. Drinks, beautiful views, great meals with each other, with us, together, working on some things. We do have some things we're going to work on, but again, nothing really, really specific about a one thing. And this is where we have seen, and the reason we keep coming back every year and doing the same event is because the success has stacked. Is we've seen a shift. We've seen a shift in people. We've seen a shift in how other people hold their business retreats. We've seen a shift in how people go back to their business and treat the rest of their team and do things like this for their organization. Maybe not on this scale, but they've taken their organization to a weekend retreat or camping outing or a lodge or a kayaking trip or something. And they built the team up and just listened. And that's what this is. This retreat is a lot about listening. You can talk. Last year, I remember we took a great hike. About a dozen of us, a little over a dozen, went on a great hike in the Glacier Mountains, Glacier National Park. And on that hike, there were people paired up, triples, talking about stuff, uncovering, get to know each other. It was wonderful. But it's not information overload. And I think that's what is important. This is not like you're going to have to go gassed out. You might even need another vacation. This will be something you're probably going to go home with and feel rejuvenated, inspired, fired up, ready to go do something. I think it's going to be, I think a lot of people really would enjoy this. And we have some people coming back, and that's where some of the seats, the limitations are about 25, 28 people. Sometimes that's 10, 15 companies. Depends on how many people come in multiple. Some people bring their business partners. Some of them bring their spouse that are part of the business or not. Some people come out there and bring their whole family they come out early or stay after and just turn it into a little mini vacation and tour around. So all of these things happen. Any of those you want to do. This is going to be in Whitefish, Montana. So, if you follow the link, buy the ticket, you'll get the logistics of where to fly into, hotel accommodations. So let me paint the picture of the experience here, just so I can give it to you. First off, if you haven't been to Montana, wow. You're going to leave and you're going to say, wow, you couldn't believe that pictures you've seen didn't need any editing. There's no Photoshop on most Montana pictures. It's really great. We're going to be staying at a luxury mountain lodge. It's a hotel, but it's really built like a lodge. The entry has a big fireplace and oak woods. There's stuffed animals, antlers around. The rooms are really woody and oak and really nice. Great restaurants, walking distance to everything. It's not a big place. It's really like a resort town. In the winter, they do a lot of skiing there and stuff. So you're really going to like it there. It's going to be quiet. The air is clean. And there's no distractions. The top of our lodge has a rooftop, a big rooftop, lots of really big, cozy, nice chairs. There is a big monster hot tub. There are gondolas where people sit up there and read, fire pits, nice chairs, but the view of the mountain and over the city is incredible. But it's really cool in the time, even the time of year we're going is cool. It's June 25th, 26th, but in Montana, parts of the Glacier National Park, the roads are still closed. But in snow, you're at a pretty good elevation. Probably won't have snow in town, but you might have some nights that get dropped down in the 50s, 40s. And then the high, we were there last year and most of the highs were in the 70s, but one day it got up to 80, 85. Really dry, but really beautiful. But so let me but the place is really good. The walks that we take are incredible. It's really an ambiance thing. It's an environment where you get to start peeling back some of the baggage that you've got. And so this is what this is for. If you're in a great place and you don't need this and you want to go to the beach and play, I'd go to Florida, go to Texas, go to Bahamas, Bimini, Turks and Caicos, wherever you want to go. This is not for everybody. This is for people who want to have this kind of experience with the people like us and other people like them in a place like this. Every detail of the lodge, most of our experience, everything's real intentional. We're going to have breakfast. We're going to have lunches and dinners. We're going to leave time in the agenda for exploring. If you want to go sit and write some things down, figure some stuff out. If you want to journal, if you want to read a book that you brought up there, you're going to have time to do all these things. And it's different there than somewhere else. I mean, you can read anywhere you go, but the calm is just going to change the experience. But everything's going to be really intentional. We're going to have a lot of experiences. Depending on how many go, we sometimes will throw in something else really cool. There's some lakes there. Maybe we'll rent a boat and have a boat day and go out. But we're going to be there for 2 days, and then we always leave an extra day or so on both sides that we're around so we can all do stuff together as well. So we'll leave that up to everybody. I mentioned it's a small group. Sometimes we've only had 8 to 10 people. There have been some years based on when it was. We used to do this in early June. But we found out a lot of people still had kids in school. So we moved it to the last week of June to make sure we got there before 4th of July holiday, but when most people had their kids out of school. So it's really small. I think the right number is around 24 to 25. That's about where we find. Before it gets bigger than that, you start to not have connection to people. People break off into small groups and get to know each other a whole lot better. No room for ego. We don't have ego hours or anyone else's. You come there asking questions and you listen to people and you ask the right questions from the right people. You never know what you're going to learn. Maybe some of these people go and you've known. Maybe this is the first time. Maybe you've only heard of them. Maybe you've only bumped into them, or somebody you know knows them and says, hey, you've got to get to know them. But this isn't going to be a lot of fluff. This isn't going to be a bunch of name tags and those kind of things. We don't have a photo booth. We're not taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. It's not that kind of retreat. This is a quieter, calmer, intentional situation. This is going to be for builders who need to plan, create the blueprints, and architect. And you can't do that with noise, with getting up and doing jumping jacks and too much of that. This is going to be a little more relaxed. If you like busy, if you don't like this kind of event, I've said it before, don't show up. You're not going to like it, and there's no refunds. You're going to have space to think, and you're going to have clarity. I will tell you personally, I've been going to Montana since 2011. Sometimes a couple times a year. Sometimes I only get to go once a year. But I always go and come back with one or several big ideas that I took with me, and I wanted to just kind of like play with them and see where they went, or develop them while I was there and come back, execute, hold myself accountable, share the idea with somebody else so they hold me accountable. But this place has had that impact on me to do that. Others have as well. Others have told me, Klark, thanks for inviting us out. We probably never would have gone had it not been for this experience or whatever. And now some people go back often themselves. They come back and take their spouse if they came along. They take their kids. They take their employees. I've had some people go take clients out there and say, hey, they went back and rented this same lodge and took some clients for an experience. It's all kinds of really cool things have happened. So I hope if any of those are things that you want to experience, this would be an opportunity to do so. You know, what do I think someone's going to walk away with? I can talk about this all day. I can show you great pictures. We've got our website. The link's going to be down in the bottom. There's some pictures of some past events, and just you can look up Google. You can look up Whitefish and see some amazing things. But what are you going to take away? What I've gotten back in the past was a renewed vision. Some people say I thought I was really clear, but I was lying to myself. I went and it was really breathtaking. It gave me time and permission to slow down, talk to other people that didn't judge me. And I came back with a really renewed clarity and vision. And some people have had just great little turnarounds of their company in certain different ways. Some people went back and figured out that they just had some people on the team that weren't a fit, and they've been holding off doing something about it, and they did. Some people became clients of ours, and some just came to the event. This isn't just a client intensive. This is industry intensive. You're probably going to get real feedback and real accountability from other builders, other owners, other restoration leaders. I hope that friction is something you're okay with, because it's a gift. Other people, if you're really open and vulnerable and giving of yourself and willing to help them, they'll help you. Think what has worked. Some people will say, I've got my receivables worked out. We've got incredible employees, my hiring process, my client onboarding process. We have a training cadence. We have a career path template, any of those kind of things. But you're going to get some real feedback saying you've got this problem because you're doing this thing. It's hard to hear, but you probably already know it. You're just being reminded by someone else. It's not a paid coach. It's not a consultant. You're hearing it from a boots in the grass. It's somebody that's out there doing it. And that's pretty powerful. You're going to come back home, and you may have a simpler plan. You may figure out that I'm just doing too many steps for everything that we do. So we come back with simple plans. Let me strip it down to just what we need to do. Minimum viable process. What's the least number of steps I can do to get the result that I want? I promise you, your customers will love that. Your employees will love that. And I think your P&L will love it too. You come back quarter 3, quarter 4 of this year. It might look completely different. I don't know what, again, whatever that metric might be, if that is the one thing you've got to work on, you come back for the next 2 quarters and work on them, you're probably going to say, we saved the year. Not because any person did it, not because Klark or Restoration Advisors or Toby or maybe even the people you met. It gave you the space to explore and ask the real questions to get the real answers about what is going on here. Why am I not being as successful as I know I'm capable of being? Again, I told you this was not a rah-rah event, but you're going to get some of that. You're going to get reminded of how great of an opportunity you have and how great and well-positioned you are to do it. And I think that's going to be the great thing. The last thing I think what you'll walk away with is probably long-term relationships, maybe even the rest of your life and your career. A lot of people that have been to our, again, events before the Montana, they keep coming back. That's what we keep finding out, that when we host events and we set them up right, they become habits for people. And they just go back and say, if I can feel like I feel after that every time, then I'll continue to grow. Some people have left Montana or our other events and have a new best friend. I can think of 2 people in particular that they now vacation together from time to time. They take snowmobile trips, or families go together on a cruise. Or it's happened several times because they met a brother and a sister or whatever it was there, and they're walking the same path, and they get each other. One might be a little ahead or behind than the other. It's fine. That really makes a contrasting relationship. But I would say a lot of people have start text groups while we're there, and those text groups continue on long after when they jump in a plane and fly back home, wherever that is. So that's what you're going to take away. I want to share a quote that we get reviews and testimonials from people, and I got one 2 years ago that I've held on to, and I'm going to read it to you. This is a true quote from someone. You can't build something remarkable if you never step away long enough to remember why you're building it. We all have dreams. We talk about them. We map them out. But if you don't give your time to marinate and to simmer over them and chew them up and break them apart and refix them and then run them through other people and have call them filters. You go through a few filters to weed out the burn off the crap. If you don't ever do that, then that's what that person told me. And that person has gone on to made some changes. That they went backwards for a while. They stopped recon and just focused on MIT. It was a hard thing to do with a construction background, and the little voice that told them if they don't do construction, they won't get as much mitigation. Hasn't been true. Margins went up. Maybe they're doing less jobs, same revenue, but better margins, or a little less revenue and incredible margins. And isn't that what we all want? How about we work less and make more? So that person said that was something that they were really struggling with until they met a dozen or 5 people that had done it or didn't do any construction, and all the lies they were telling themselves about what would happen if they didn't do reconstruction on insurance jobs and claims and stuff like that, what that would happen to their business. Well, these people were in similar markets and said, that has been the experience we've had at all. Here's what we make sure we do to onboard the client for that and find a referral partner. Went back, took a leap of faith, did it, and like, wow, wish I'd have done this years ago, because it's really getting difficult to do construction on the margins in our business. So those are some of the things. Who's this for? Restoration business owners, builders. Yeah. But also, let me be fair. This would not, you're going to be surrounded with people from our industry, which if you've ever been to an event and gotten around people that weren't like you, but they were business owners, you learn a whole lot of new things. You find out that we're all in a vacuum, in an echo chamber, and talking about the same things, and we all copy and paste. But this event is generally geared towards restoration owners and leaders. But it's not that we are doing anything that's super, it's not a drying class. It's not a psychometry class. It's not a mold remediation training. It's business. It's clarity. So someone could own a freaking car wash and come to this event and probably get a lot of value. So this could be for anyone. If you know someone in another business, a plumber or a HVAC company or something, listen, if you're trying to make a partnership with another restoration or another trade in your market, a plumbing company, you know the owner, is there a better way to not get them a ticket, bring them out to this event and host them. Say, you know what? I want to see if I can help you grow your business, and then how we can do business together. And that's going to turn into something. That person would make sure they went back and all calls went to your call center. So that would be a really cool way to do it. This is for any founder and business owner in their business right now that has had a taste of success, and they ask the question is, what next and what else? What else do I not know? Who else is doing something unique? What models could I copy, or how could I just go and just talk myself out of all the lies I've been telling myself? So I've tasted it. I just want more. That's the funny thing about success. It's contagious. You've grown your company. You've scaled. I'm going to mention that earlier. Your company doesn't need you daily. You're not even in the office every day, but you want more freedom. You're hungry. You're hungry for deeper alignment and focus with your team, with other missions you have. Maybe start another business and you're like, what will it look like if I started another business doing X? And I have this one. It happens all the time. I've been there. I've owned multiple businesses in different industries before. It's not difficult, but you've got to be built for it. You have to have the right people, and you've got to keep your eyes on the right things, not the wrong things. That might be who it's for. Somebody wanting to try to do that. And then lastly, if you're open, committed, any adjectives, coachable by anyone, by me, by Toby, by anybody, somebody else there is going to try to lean in. If you show up and say, hey, I'd like to do better, I can promise you're going to get some opinions. And you obviously want to listen, use what you want, but you've got to be open to that. Not like, well, I'm doing everything right, I don't need to learn anything. Don't show up. Don't fly out. It's not going to be a good time for you. It's not going to be a time for anybody else. Be coachable, be open, be humble, and let's have a great time with it. And just tell yourself, I'm tired of playing small. I'm ready for something. I'm meant for more. I can do more. I've been holding back, and I want to see what letting go looks like. This might be the event for you if any of those things apply that I just mentioned. So let me give you the details. June 25th. All right. So here's for the details. The event is the 25th and 26th. We are staying at the Firebrand Hotel. This is where we've been every single year. It has been phenomenal. You can contact them to make arrangements. I would get in early. What we've done this year is we have bundled our tickets to be the ticket only. We used to have it all inclusive with the lodge, with this. It was extremely expensive to do it that way because we had to carry it and we had to pay up front and for all of everything. So we are now just selling your seat. You can stay and get your own hotel arrangements at the Firebrand or somewhere else if you want to. Maybe you want to get an Airbnb. That's up to you. We're doing the event at the Firebrand, but it's not required that you be there. Tickets are $18.89 per seat. If your wife is going, your husband's going with you, and they're not in the business and they're not going to be in the room, don't worry about it. But if they are, anybody else you're bringing, it's $18.89 a seat. We're not doing any discounts. Some people have asked me. We don't usually discount, but what we promise is we will over deliver. We also have a VIP bundle, which gets you more. It gets you time with us. It gets you some swag and some other things. There's a limit of how many of those seats we're selling out of the 25 altogether. That one's $29.87. We're going to have some Restoration AF stuff for you as well. Down in the description, I'm going to give you the web link, but you can also just go to restorationadvisors.com. And there is a banner across the top about the retreat. Click on it, book a seat. Don't wait. Our industry loves to wait until the week before. The tickets can be sold out. It's just going to be. I get why we do that, but take control of your schedule and your life and your business and commit to it now. I also need I need to know how many are coming so I can plan accordingly for the event, for the food, the extra things that we do. So if you're interested, don't go back and forth. Just say, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. But jump in, decide, commit, get a ticket. Limited 25. We don't want more than 25 people. It's not the ticket that you're buying. It's a seat. It's in the room. The room is going to be what delivers. It's not your chair. It's not your ticket. It's not the flight out there. It's going to be what you take away, which is probably going to have a 10 or 20x value if you really put in the work of what you're there for. So that's what to do next is go grab a seat, check your schedule, check with the nanny, check with grandparents, see if you can cover the business, make sure there aren't any other vacations or key people. If you can't make it this year, we'll see you next year. But if something in you knows that you need a reset or a challenge or just a different kind of room than you've been to, a different kind of event that doesn't feel like all the others, jump on it, grab the ticket. You already usually know when you're watching this video or listening to it, you already know if you'll go or not. I can't convince you anymore. I just want to make sure you had the information and clarity about what it was that we were doing. To take away on today's podcast is, if you want to change your business, trust me, trust us, trust those in the room, trust the other 25 or 30 people that are going to be there. Usually people that show up to stuff like this are the kind of people that lean in and help. If you want clarity, if you want beauty, if you just want to go to Montana, book a trip, don't buy the ticket and just go there. But if you want to sit in the room with the all-stars, the Kobe Bryants and the other winners, this is the room. That's it for this week. Look forward to a couple weeks from now, getting Toby back. We've got some really great topics on tap. But I wanted this one to be about if you're an owner, general manager, upper manager, anything. This is an event that you probably would look back on in a couple of years and say, that's when it changed. And that's what we've heard often. So enough from me. See you there or I won't. If you have any questions, reach out to us at restorationadvisors.com on the contact page. Get on a call. If you want more details, great. But I'm not going to pitch you. I'm not going to sell you. Go take a look at the lodge. Go look at the information on the website and just decide. So until next time, have a really, really great week, and we'll talk to you real soon.